It's time for episode 2 of season 2 here at Hull City in the Championship as we start with game 2 of the Championship season. You guys are giving me your feedback in the comment section on the last episode. Thank you ever so much for that. We've a decision made about what we do at right back. We've decision made about who gets that starting striker role. It's going to stay as it looks on your screen. Charlie Barnett gets the nod and you guys would like him to start ahead of Josh McGuinness. So that will be the case. I'm waiting for my scout reports to come back on the right backs before I definitively show you which player I'm going to go for. But we'll start today with this first game against Queen's Park Rangers at home. We'll then play Leeds away. Simming Cardiff in the meantime in the Football League Cup. And then we will probably play Brentford at the end of the month. So we'll go play, sim, play. End of the month. End of the transfer window. Right, time to welcome Queen's Park Rangers to Loftus Road. This is actually our first Championship level opponent. Because, of course, we just played Fleetwood in match day 1. And they came up with us from League 1. So it didn't feel that different to last season. This will probably feel a little bit different. Coming to a familiar stadium though, the KCOM as ever. And the starting lineup is looking strong, very strong. You could see their starting lineup on the right there. I won't bore you by cutting and showing you it again with the in-game menus. Let's jump straight to the action. Hull City versus Queen's Park Rangers. Leeds on the horizon. But let's see if we can't get our first win of the league season. I say Samuel on the run down the left-hand side here. Trying his best to stay up with the play here, Jordi Device, and does really well to do so. You'll see that he still has number 4, but Joshua Emmanuel has a new number, number 2. I say Samuel probably fouled there actually by Joshua Emmanuel, and indeed he was. A number of other number changes as well, with George Honeyman losing his number 10. He's now number 8, as Pinto goes from number 20 to number 10, so our Cam in the number 10 role now has the number 10. There he is, Pinto, with that number 10. Greg Doherty has gone from 33 to 6, as he's our current second starting midfielder. Barnett already had the number 9. He came in with that as McGuinness is number 27. Elder into Lewis Potter, who's now number 11, as he's our starting winger. And all the ones, it was all the 2s earlier, episode 2 of season 2, but goal 1 of game 1 comes from number 1-1. Keane Lewis Potter. We lead at the KCOM and we're in front in the Championship. Willock back to Todd Kane. Here's Jeff Cameron into Amos. Just able to squeeze it away. Asai Samuel into Wallace. Amos again looking for Chair. Good turn from there. Number 10. Barbet. To Dykes. This is good football from Queen's Park Rangers. That's a lovely ball over the top. Is the keeper going to get there just? I had to call George Long out. He seemed a little bit hesitant to actually commit to that. Apprehensive to come out of his box and commit. But we were able to get him to come by manually taking over and convincing him. No, you are going to need to come and get that because your device isn't quick enough to get there. Barnett could maybe get an assist. Perhaps if we can slot through Pinto here. Lift the ball out to our man breaking free. And Lewis Potter will deliver. It's not the best of balls, to be fair, and we aren't really expecting Charlie Barnett to be getting many headers this year. Wilkes tucked in off the wing. Shot blocked by Amos. Wilkes keeps it in, and probably would have been better just settling for the corner there, wouldn't I? Chances at both ends, though, as QPR try and get themselves back in this game. We look the more likely to score, but still, they remain dangerous. Open the face of his body up, find Honeyman. I'll try a little reverse pass there to Barnett and into Pinto. Is this to be the second goal of the game? It's not. He's pulled the shot past the post. Good opportunity, but his left foot isn't his best. Pinto. Barnett, very creative in this game. Not yet had a chance of his own, but hopefully at some point in this second half he will get the opportunity to have a shot on goal. I do feel like I am still going to have to call on substitutes and or other forward players, other attack-minded players to score goals in this season. But Pinto could get one here if Dieng hadn't pulled out a top save again. Barnett through to Pinto, so they're clearly creating quite a good partnership already, and that might fall for Wilkes. He just couldn't quite get it under control. Oh, so close to a second goal through Pinto. And it very nearly fell to Wilkes as well. Just trying to give Osai Samuel a little bump there to halt his progress, as they could have been in. And thankfully a loose touch by a QPR man means that the ball falls free for us. We'll rotate a bit for that game against Cardiff in the EFL Cup. Not that bothered about the Carabao Cup as ever. But we concentrated on the EFL trophy last year and actually ended up winning it. Maybe we should this season put some emphasis on the EFL Cup. Maybe if we get past the first couple of rounds, we will do that. But certainly, promotion to the Premier League is the main port of call for us this season. Or at least challenging for the playoffs. I'd like to. Anyway, the board only want a mid-table finish, but I certainly think the squad is good enough to try and go for a back-to-back promotion. We'll wait and see what happens. Not only this season, but in the remaining 17 minutes of this game as well. Emmanuel. Down the line to Wilkes. To McGuinness, who's come off the bench for us here. Back to Gunn, who's come off the bench for us here. Honeyman. McGuinness. Gunn. Wilkes is down the line there. Also on, you see number 26 in the middle. That. Oh, McGuinness. I'm still going to commit with Charlie Barnett as my number one striker, but knowing that we can get goals with McGuinness off the bench is perhaps even more exciting. We could have just got goals from McGuinness and not really known what Barnett was going to get us off the bench. But knowing that we should get goals with Barnett in the starting 11 and we'll get goals from McGuinness off the bench gives me even more confidence that we could have a very positive season here. Lovely technique from our top goal scorer last season. Josh McGuinness is off the mark in the Championship. We're up and running. We're going to get 3 points here, and it looks like it's going to be 4 points from our opening 2 games. And as I was trying to say, on Jack Barr, number 26. Actually come on at cam, even though he's a right mid or left mid, but didn't get any sort of negative connotations with his rating when I put him in that cam slot. So he's off the bench here as well. I made 3 changes in one go. But we're going to get a solid victory here against Queen's Park Rangers. Really pleased with this. Great performance. We are at home and it is early doors, so can't read too much into it. But certainly the game against Leeds will be a bigger test, I imagine. Osai Samuel can't work that inside and we'll comfortably deal with that. We've been very good today and that gives me a lot of confidence for the rest of the season. Amos lifting that. Can Emmanuel get there? He can't. Osai Samuel could play his teammate through here. Elected not to. Taking his time, and unless they find a forward pass sooner rather than later, that will be it for this game at 2-0. It could even be 2-1 still though, with Chair darting that back, and it is to be 2-1. Amos. I mean, are they going to... Is it going to... Oh, to be fair, I skipped. I thought for a minute it was going to give those wild celebrations. If it had been, that would have been a bit silly. But we're not going to find out. Not on this occasion anyway. Hull City 2. Queen's Park Rangers 1. A win in our second game of the league season. We are off the mark and up and running properly in the Championship now. 4 points from the opening 2 games. We were mid-table from our trip to Fleetwood, but certainly going to be, hopefully, in the playoffs, I would imagine. After 2 games, Charlie's happy to be played in that first game. You're welcome. Not to worry. Let's go and sim. Oh, a transfer offer for Matt Ingram. Stephen Kelly and £76,000. A 62 rated centre. Go away, Rangers. Go away. That is a disgustingly poor deal for me. Reece Main has a loan bid come in for him. Oh, it's a loan to buy, actually. I don't want a loan to buy, thank you. We'll just go with a 1-year loan for Reece Main and see if we can get perhaps some growth out of him. You never know. With some first-team football in Germany, he might be able to grow a little bit. I am, as I mentioned, going to rotate, and Fleming wants to start in this game against Cardiff, and he certainly will get the opportunity to as well. We will give some fringe players the opportunity to play, and hopefully that means that the main players will be fit and raring to go for the game against Leeds in a few days' time. Actually put Grant there and Gunn in here because he can play in that centre mid role. McLaughlin can go in here. Scott can go out on the left. Let's see, what else can we do? Let's throw Greaves into the centre-back role as well. And I'm looking forward to getting some of those youngsters through, the young wingers through. We do that? Does that? No, it's just sharpness that's super low, unfortunately. Just sharpness that's super low on these guys. That's a shame. Never mind. We'll throw Ingram in. I imagine we'll go out here against Cardiff, but we'll wait and see. A quick sim, and we win. Angus Gunn, Dave Gunn, and Josh. Is it Josh Scott? Something Scott. Scott with the winning goals. We're through to the next round of the EFL Cup. All right, fair enough. Time to go to... here we go. Here we go. Some scout reports on the players that you guys... main 1 year loan deal agreed. Good. Bye-bye. See you, Reese. Enjoy your 1 year in Germany. Don't pressure yourself, mate. You did really well there, Fleming. Able to get... not a clean sheet, but still progression through to the next round of the Cup. Right then. These right backs. You guys asked me to sign Cyrus Christie. He was my preferred option, although I don't think I actually specified that in the video, so it didn't sway your voting at all or sway your response. And it suits us down to the ground. A backup right back for Josh Emmanuel, who's slightly older, so that it gives us time to look for a young youth scout that by the time Cyrus Christie retires or moves on, that youth scouted player will be able to fill in for the void that Cyrus Christie leaves. This Roman Bayar, sorry, 84 acceleration, 74 jumping, big acceleration, small sprint speed, 73 crossing. He looks pretty decent, to be fair, but we will sign Cyrus Christie and leave the others for now. So I'll take him off the list. Goebel does look more like a winger, doesn't he, than a right back. But at 28, again, we'll turn it down. Just, you guys might have, out of pure curiosity, wanted to see what these guys' stats were. They're all about the same, really. Good physical stats on Nicholas Trapicchio. But it's going to be Cyrus Christie that we go for. Still, Adelakun hasn't signed for anyone. Estimated wages between £12,000 and £18,500 for Cyrus Christie. Championship experience. In fact, did he have Premier League experience with Fulham? I think Cyrus Christie might play Premier League football. I think so. Did he play in the Premier League? He did. 23 games in the Premier League a couple of seasons ago. I remember him at Derby, and it just occurred to me there. Actually, he played for Fulham, didn't he? Rotation squad role is perfect. That's exactly what we're buying you for, my man. Recommended wage there, £15,000. We'll sign him on a 4-year deal, so we can have him for 2. Oh, he only wants to sign for 1. Okay, well, I'll offer 2. There's no point going in for 3 because he'll just ask for 1 again. We'll sign him for 2. Hopefully, in that time, in the 2 years, we can then let him leave for free at the end of the season, end of the second season of these 3. £7,500 a week. Sign. Done. Deal. He's in. And then once his contract expires, then the anticipated youth player that hasn't yet arrived will be able to take over that role. Right then, we're 4th in the table, but Leeds are 3rd, and they're having a good start to the season, as you would imagine they would do. Right, Leeds United away from home. Here we go. Melier in goal still for Leeds. Ayling, Cooper, Diogo Llorente and Kolasinac at left back, actually. Marvellous Nakamba in the midfield. Calvin Phillips there too. Helder Costa, Rafinha, Rodrigo. It's not too dissimilar from the Leeds side that plays in the Premier League, is it? In real life. Here in Season 2, I would have expected, or I will expect, Leeds to stay up. IRL, they've obviously gone down. Here, in this save, we'll wait and see whether they're a side that look like they're going to go back up again, or whether they'll fall short this year. They've certainly started the season well, sat in 3rd, but they'll be setting their sights on something higher than that, you'd imagine. Let's try and knock them down a peg or 2. Bit of a Yorkshire derby, this. East versus West. See if we can't put one over on our rivals. Oh, Rodrigo out to Luke Ayling, coming forward from right back. Oh, it's a lovely ball. That's a superb finish. Leeds lead. And that finish from Rodrigo was unreal. Lovely ball in behind to set Ayling away. And Doherty just can't cope with the pace. He just cannot cope with the pace of Rodrigo and track the run. And the finish on his weaker side, how is that for a leap? Up we go. That's a disgustingly good goal from Rodrigo. That is a goal of Premier League quality. And if they keep scoring goals like that this season, that's where they'll be headed, Leeds United. Back to the big time. Elder to Lewis Potter. In there to Charlie Barnett. Oh, he's giving it straight to Marvellous Nakamba. Preston versus Huddersfield. Another Yorkshire side with fairly recent Premier League history, Huddersfield Town, albeit their only Premier League history. Elder Costa lofts that into the middle, and Leeds might be in again. Is that going to be a corner? It is. Elder got a big knock on it. Elder Costa can't earn Leeds a second goal here, but he could be involved in building that second goal. Kavetsi, I don't know how to pronounce his name, to be honest. Apologies. Elder Costa tries the shot. It's well blocked, and we are under the cosh here. This has been all Leeds in the opening 15 minutes or so. Already 1-0 down. And looking more like going 2-0 down. They're bringing it back to 1 apiece. Villa lead by 2-0 against Middlesbrough. It certainly is looking like the fallen giants that came down from the Premier League last season are looking more likely of going back up. Villa top of the table, I think, weren't they, as we headed into this game. Trying to drop the shoulder on the defender with Pinto and bend the shot. It hasn't worked. Wilkes fires it wide. I thought for a moment that was going in. He struck it very well, but it has missed the target. Oh, lovely touch by Lewis Potter to get away from Ayling. Pinto's gone again. He's probably going to be their weak spot, Luke Ayling, with that lack of pace. And Pinto's in here, and the obvious thing to do is to put it back. Oh, but Diego Llorente's in the way. Lewis Potter wins that header well. Barnett. Oh, no, that first touch was so heavy. Meslier makes the save. And Leeds live to fight another day. Their 1-0 lead stays as is. That was a really good chance. Really good chance. In fact, Rodrigo could be in to score a second for them here. How's his first touch? It's not bad. Can we get there? I've won the ball. That's an excellent tackle. A wonderful tackle from Jordi de Wijs. Whoa. Needed to be made as well. And that was brilliant. That is the sort of defending you want from your captain. Leading by example. Can we still potentially equalise here? Barnett. I think Wilkes was just offside there. Indeed he was. Oh, entertaining game. This one at Ellen Road. Still no word. I might as well point out as well, whilst we mention it, still don't know when Ellen Road will be coming to FIFA 21. So before you ask me in the comments, or by this point probably after you've asked me in the comments, I don't know. We don't know. We don't get told that sort of thing. Sorry. Kolasinac into Helder Costa. Hello, fancy flick. Back again. Lovely first touch. Helder Costa is having the time of his life right now, apparently. Rodrigo into Kavetsi. Lovely block or tackle, whichever way it went. It didn't go in the back of the net, thankfully. Corner for Leeds United. Rafinha to deliver it. And that's a good delivery too. Barnett's there doing the defensive duty. He can win headers, evidently, which is good. It was more of a free header. He could put tackles in as well, which is superb and good to know. Inside to Pinto. Forward through the gap. Barnett. Hold off the man well. Pinto. Barnett's gone again, but it's a good tackle by Liam Cooper. Denies us the opportunity to equalise here. Real Madrid have signed Memphis Depay in this second season. This first window of the second season. We won't be signing anyone of that quality for a few years yet. But you never know. Some of our homegrown talent might end up becoming that good. Rafinha has to bury this, surely. It's 2-0 Leeds. And it's a deserved lead as well. I cannot argue against that. They've been the better side. They deserve the gap that they have. 2-0. It's really well played. Manuel to Wilkes. And there is Pinto. Honeyman and Barnett. Through the gap. Good interlinking play. We expect that with the better passing stats. Oh, and Doherty brings us back in the game with a thumping finish. And there's still half an hour to play here. Pick that ball up, please. Okay, don't then. Still half an hour to play. We're not necessarily out of it yet at Ellen Road. Game on again. Charlie Barnett involved in the play. Getting the assist. Quick ball to Doherty, who's bursting forward. And that right-sided midfielder of the two seems to be a good source of goals for us in this save. It was Daniel Batty that pushed forward until we sold him. And now Greg Doherty seems to have taken over. George Honeyman certainly does score a handful of goals as well. We do seem to get more from... Well, it feels like I get more from that right of the two. But to be fair, thinking back about the goal-scoring charts last season, when we did the season roundup, actually, I think it was still George Honeyman that had more contributions. Oh, off the post. George Long making the save there. Didn't think he was going to shoot from such a tight angle. And comes Shane Long for Rodrigo for Leeds United. Well, that's not a substitution I expected to see in this game. Who's going to win that header? Reece Burke. And Lewis Potter on the counter. Luke Ayling's there. He can't deal with the first turn. I'm going to need some support, please. It's Lewis Potter against 5. He's not going to run his way past all of them. He can run his way past a couple, though. And he could get past Llorente here, perhaps. He has done. He's also run off the pitch, unfortunately. 20 minutes to go. We still trail by 2-1. Unfortunately, everybody seems to be a bit tired from the midweek game against Cardiff. Let's bring Bar on for Wilkes and see if he can do something on the right-hand side for me. Elder. Forward to Lewis Potter. Inside to Honeyman. Pinto. A 1-2 maybe with Barnett? Maybe. Oh, he's gone all the way out to Jack Barr. That's not what I anticipated, but it's what's happened. Barr with the delivery. It's a decent one! Honeyman was underneath it. It was a good cross. He's picked up George Honeyman very well, especially with Liam Cooper there in close proximity, but Honeyman, unfortunately, not tall enough to get above the ball to head it down. Underneath it he is, and over the bar goes the ball. Nakamba, Kavecci, Villa 5-0 up against Middlesbrough. I think Aston Villa might be favourites for the league title, don't you? Jesus whips. Oh, Tyler Roberts off the bench to grab a third for Leeds. They might be promotion favourites too. I'm going to say it now. At the end of the season, Aston Villa first, Leeds United second. It's a big call in episode 2 after 3 games of the new season, but that's what I'm going to say. Aston Villa first to win the league, Leeds United second. Maybe the other way around, but I think those two will be the top 2. At this stage, it could all change, of course, but Aston Villa certainly starting the season with one hell of a goal glut. And unfortunately, Leeds United are doing the same against me. 3-1 here at Ellen Road, and we are out of contention for any points in this one. That's a ping out to Helder Costa. Are they in for a 4th? No. Long with a good save. Yes! Yes, they are in for a 4th. Balls. I tried to just play that out to Josh Emmanuel there. And, well, he's kicked it straight at Helder Costa rather than Josh Emmanuel, which is annoying. There's so much room there to actually play the pass where it's supposed to go. Never mind. We're to, well, get a bit of a battering for the first time at Championship level. It's unfortunate that it had to come against Leeds, but never mind. Sorry, Hull City fans. I've not necessarily done you any favours here. Never mind. There's plenty of other games in today's episode to pick up points, and we'll have to hope that we do, because we're not getting any here. 4-1 Leeds. Reece Main has turned down the move on loan to Ingolstadt. He will not be going to Germany. And Leo Gray has changed his position now. He will be moving from CDM to centre-back. And I certainly hope that that's going to see some change in his overall rating. We shall wait and see. Let's have a look. 58 rated CDM, but a 60 rated centre-back. I was kind of hoping it was going to be a little bit better than that, to be honest. I want to change his defensive stats more so than anything else. Could do with upping his defensive work rate. Defensive work rate as well, to be fair. There we go. Defensive centre-back, certainly the way to train him. Was hoping for a bit more of a boost than that, to be honest, but never mind. Still waiting for Rob Wallace to train to be a centre mid. 1 week. 1 week is apparently taking about 7, but fingers crossed by the end of the episode today, we can. Oh my God! I have to play that game. I'm sorry. We will be simming Swansea, simming Birmingham, and simming Brentford. I absolutely have to play Cambridge United. Oh, the dream! The dream cup tie. Oh, it's going to be devastating to, well, hopefully knock them out of the cup. But we'll quick sim Swansea and a draw. It's James Scott, not Josh Scott, as I previously stabbed at earlier on. Helps when you know your own players' names, doesn't it? And let's see where we are. 14th in the table as things stand. 14th in the table. Samuel Umtiti I just saw signing for Chelsea there on the right-hand side. Hello, that's a signing and a half. Right. I'll actually see you in a proper interactive match sim against Birmingham. And then I'll just work my way through training on the way there now. Right then, interactive match sim in the Championship against Birmingham City. You can see I'm starting my strongest lineup on the right-hand side, meaning we will be rotated for the game against Cambridge. But it still should be, I hope at least, a pretty straightforward game for us. It's only happened like once or twice before in the history of my YouTube career mode career that we've actually drawn Cambridge United in a cup competition on FIFA. I think actually they beat me. I can't remember what save it was. It may even have been the Southampton save on FIFA 18. I think they beat me in like in extra time in a cup game. I forget which series. You guys will remember what series it was better than me, but it's rare that it happens. So I do like to make the most of the opportunity when it arises. It's going to be weird, though, playing against Cambridge, as it always is. Things are going really well for us on stream with Cambridge United right now, and I will be live with that save on FM later today, as you see this. Oh, I thought we were about to score there. So do follow the link in the description to the Twitch channel. We are challenging for promotion in League 2 with Cambridge on FM, and I think we might even finish the season tonight. So join me for that. But in the opening half an hour here, nobody really looked like taking the lead. We had one brief glimmer of a hope of a shot, but it didn't transpire. Oh, that's well worked by Birmingham. And they take a 1-0 lead. It's Sanchez. At St Andrews, we trail, just as we did at Ellen Road. I think it's going to be a tough season, you know. We are hoping to be competitive within 12 months. Obviously, we started off not amazingly in League One, and as the players grew and the squad grew, and we came up against teams that we felt more comfortable of beating, we were able to improve our league form and get ourselves the promotion and the title as it happened in the end. And I think it might be a similar scenario this season, except rather than being just outside the playoffs and then winning the title, I think we're probably going to be lower mid-table and then maybe, hopefully, challenge for the playoffs come the end of the season. But for now, it's going to be a difficult start to the year, I think. Hopefully we can get an equaliser here against Birmingham at least. Let's bring McGuinness on. I don't have the quality in depth yet, do I? Let's bring Cyrus Christie on for Emmanuel, just for some fresh legs. Cyrus Christie will probably start against Cambridge, to be fair. I don't yet have, with these youngsters, do I, that go-to substitute on the bench anywhere other than McGuinness. We've kind of got our first team 11 and then the kids. Not yet have those kids progressed to a point where they're kind of game changers yet. But that's the ultimate plan this season, is that they will get enough first team football to become game changers by the end of this season. And hopefully, by that point, we will be genuinely challenging for promotion from this division up to the Premier League, where, again, we'll probably find ourselves in a situation where the first team 11 are good enough, but the bench aren't quite good enough. We need that transitional period again when going up a league. But that's just the way things are in real-life football. When you get good enough for one division and you go up, most of the time, you're not quite good enough for the division above, and you kind of scrimp and scrape and try and avoid relegation. It's very rare that sides kind of go up with ease, but Birmingham seem to have eased through this game. They've defended very well. A few shots blocked. A few shots going wide from both sides. And it looks like it's to be a 1-0 defeat here. So unless anything changes in the final few moments, I will quite simply go and see you in the game against Cambridge United. A game against Cambridge United. Yeah, I know. Weird, isn't it? Cambridge United starting 11. Dimi Mitov in goal. Noel, Taylor, Digby, Dunk as a back four. Leon Davies, O'Neill, or Liam O'Ranieri, if you remember the RTG last year, on PC. Adam May and Luke Hannon on the left-hand side, with Harvey Nibbs and Andy Dallas as a front two. This feels weird. I'm not sure I like this. This feels really weird. We're going to play it, and hopefully we'll get the victory. That's my starting lineup there. Ingram in goal, Fleming, Greaves, McLaughlin, Christie, Gunn, Main, Nielsen, Barr, Andrew, McGuinness. It's a side that would probably challenge for promotion in League 2, but it's certainly a side that is well, on paper, about the level that Cambridge could realistically consider beating. So, hopefully, they don't beat me. Fingers crossed, we're good enough to get the win. I do have options on the bench should I need to call on some first-team resources, but fingers crossed we'll be good enough here to get the victory with the team we're putting out from the start. Dave Gunn, go back there to Jack Barton. He could slot through. Andrew is on goal already. Andrew! Shot well blocked. And Mitov claims. O'Neill into Davis. Looking in behind now. Andy Dallas is quite quick. And he's away from Greaves. And he's looking to get past me. No! Adam May arrives! It's Cambridge 1! Hull City 0. And they're going mad. After 11 minutes, Adam May makes it Cambridge 1, Hull City 0. I promise you, I'm not letting them win. I got accused of that in the past, as if my integrity as a content creator was coming into question. I don't let the opposition win, ever. If anything, I want to beat them more. Oh, just because it's so rare to play them. It's nice to sometimes play and beat the team that you... oh, God, no, get to that. Team that you support. Oi, oi, oi. Hannon into May. Into Dunk. Cross could come in from Harrison. McLaughlin does well. Initially, anyway. Adam May. Nearly fouled him there. Liam O'Neill. Oh, Reece Main can't get there. Andy Dallas. Shot comes in. That's tame and wide, thankfully. Cambridge the better team after 20 minutes. O'Neill. Lofted over the top to Leon Davis. Nodded into the middle. Oh, thankfully away by McLaughlin with Harvey Nibbs loitering. He scored. We're in, I think, the beginning of February in the FM save. And Harvey Nibbs has scored like 37 goals for me in the current season on FM. He's been phenomenal. Jack Barr is in here. Oh, I tried to dink it over. Meetoff. No, and then Paul Digby clears it off the line. We can't get our equaliser. Jack Barr so close to his first goal for the club, but not able to turn it home. Tried to lift it over the keeper. Meetoff reacted, and then the defender reacted for the second effort. And Leon Davis has stolen that away from me. And Andy Dallas trying to make a breaking run. Liam O'Neill out to Leon Davis. Still Cambridge push here. Kyle Noyle back to Taylor. Lofted over the top. Leon Davis underneath it. Cross could come in. Still into Liam O'Neill. No! Why is Adam May the most deadly of goal scorers? Cambridge 2, Hull City 0. I don't like this. It doesn't feel right. Doherty off the bench for me here in this second half. Malik Wilkes too, having to call on that first team quality. Oh my God. Josh McGinnis, what was that pass? Having to call on that first team quality to try and get us back in this game, and immediately Doherty is having an impact. Right, make a run for me, please, Josh. Thank you. Looking for Malik Wilkes through the gap, but Dunk intercepts it. If Josh McGinnis had made a proper run there, I could probably have found him earlier than that. Dave Gunn's doing well here at the start of the second half. Oh, and Jack Barr won't be able to keep possession of that. That's a loose pass, and Doherty could mop up again. Immediately noticed the difference with Greg Doherty on in midfield over Reece Main. Like, instantly. Hopefully, it won't be long before we get back in this game. I don't want to lose to Cambridge United. Especially to 2 Adam May goals. I wouldn't mind if the strikers were free scoring, but that second goal from Adam May is one of the best goals we've had scored against us all season. Come on then, Malik. Get the afterburners on and get away from them. The cross could come in. The cross will come in. The cross is decent. Barr with a header, not quite so good. May. Ball dinked out to Davies. Back there to O'Neill. Dallas lunging in. Can't get there. Oh, Adam May. Back to Harvey Nibbs. I know I'm going to get accused of letting this happen, but believe me, I am not letting this happen. They're genuinely doing this to me. Well, as we see again here, this really is patient, accurate, what can you do about that? And then through on goal. I can't believe this is happening. Right. Big Barnett on the left then. Whatever. Right. Barnett is on as well. We've the biggest of mountains. The most giant, the most massive of mountains to try and overcome here. 3-0 down with 25 minutes to play. If we're somehow able to take this to penalties, it will be the biggest comeback that we've seen in career mode for quite a while. Nicely intercepted by Cyrus Christie. On the counter. Wilkes in front of me. I'm trying to draw that defender towards me so we can play Wilkes in behind. I think he's offside, is he? No, he's on. Malik Wilkes, the chance. I just need to find a teammate. And there's Cyrus Christie. Not once, but twice. Jack Barr. I need someone in space. I don't have anyone in space. Through that gap. There we go. Cyrus Christie again, actually. And McGuinness. First time. Oh, has to get that on target, Josh. Got to get that on target, Josh. Still 3-0 as they make a change. That was Andy Dallas, I think, going off. And Paul Mullin is on. Malinovsky. Hannon. Nice tackle. I think it was the tackle anyway. Cyrus Christie swinging at thin air, trying to get it off Harrison Dunk. Dunk nicely intercepted by Wilkes. Can I even at least score one against Cambridge, please? Keep going, Malik. We're in again. There's still only 10 minutes to go. It's not beyond the realms of possibility to score 3 goals in 10 minutes. Oh, what a save by Dimi Mitov down low to deny Dave Gunn. This is why, this is a prime example of, it basically backs up what I was saying in the earlier game. We have the first team quality, but the players outside of those 11, other than McGuinness on the bench, they're not good enough. They're not game changers. And this is a prime example of exactly why I said that. Unorthodox from Hannon, but still worked really well. Because when I've got a full 11 of these players, they can't even beat a League 2 side. Let alone challenge or change games in the Championship. They need game time, though. This is the only way that they're going to grow properly, is by a good development plan and sporadic first-team football. It won't let me change player to Cyrus Christie there. And it is only going to be sporadic football in the cup competitions. Oh, Joe O'Neill hits the side netting. We are to lose, as Harrison Dunk goes off, we are to lose 3-0. We are to lose 3-0 away from home against Cambridge United. I'm pretty stunned, to be honest. I expected it to be a difficult game, but with the side we put out that was probably good enough to challenge in League 2, they weren't good enough to challenge this Cambridge side. The second goal from Adam May, not that one, that was a simple tap-in. The second goal from Adam May was unbelievable. This one, inside to Liam O'Neill, looking bursting from the edge of the box, and that finish, that's out of this world. I can't believe it. Genuinely, you guys know me. If you're new to the channel, you don't need to question my integrity. I never sway things. I never reload the save to win games where I need to win to get promotion, or reload to make sure I win a cup, or etc. Whatever happens, happens. You guys know that I would never throw a game, and I feel the need to say this because there's always the odd comment in the comment section like, "Oh, you did that on purpose, didn't you, Ches?" You guys know that I never throw games. You guys know how competitive I am. You guys know how disappointed I will be to go out of the cup to Cambridge United. I'm going to quick sim this training session. Everybody should be fit for the game against Brentford. We're only a point above the relegation zone in the Championship this season. And Jack Barr wants to play in this next game. We've got bigger games coming up. I'm not going to play you in this one. Players away on international duty. Deshpanda, at 40 years of age, is still playing international football for India. Fair play to you, my man. A relegation 6-pointer by the looks of things, with Brentford in the relegation zone and us just outside. A 1-1 draw. Charlton beat Leeds. Hello. How can Charlton beat Leeds when we got battered? We're 19th. Ah, he's finally, Wallace is able to change positions. So we're a point above the drop zone. Fleetwood really haven't adjusted very well at all to Championship football. They've got 1 point from their opening 6 games, and that was against me. So they're certainly not cut out, it seems, for this level. And so far, we're not exactly best suited to this level ourselves, but there's plenty of time for the rest of the side to grow. And we are going to need them to grow if we're to be able to compete in this division. Right, Wallace. I'm certainly hoping 65 rated Cam. I'm hoping he's going to go to 67, 68. Stays at 65. Come on. I felt with that passing, as a centre mid, he'd have got a bit more of a boost from that. Box to box, maybe. or ball-winning midfielder. No, his tackling stats aren't that good. Could do with improving his dribbling. He's got 5-star skills already. We'll go box to box. We'll train that, and then we'll go for central midfield after that if I'm still able to continue to train him. That's annoying. I was hoping he was going to improve slightly more than that, but I will call him up to the first team squad because at 65 rated, he's certainly better than Grant. So he's going to come into the first team picture. Wallace, just not necessarily right away. Centre mid, Cam, centre forward, 5-star skills, 3-star weak foot, left-footed. And that's where we'll end our league action, but we do still have to end the transfer window. So let's go and do that now. I still have players to sell, actually. I still have players to sell, but we're not looking to buy as things stand. Wow. The Depay deal was worth £101.3 million. That's huge. Gabby Jesus to Barcelona as well, and Samuel Umtiti was 65.7 to Chelsea. We'll see what happens in the Championship. That's another big one. It's Serge Gnabry for 117.1 to Manchester United. Serge Gnabry to Manchester United for nearly £120 million. That's another big one, probably, judging by the way that jumped there. But not bigger than those other top three yet. It keeps jumping by a really significant amount, doesn't it? Every hour. There are some big deals going through here. Jan Sommer to Chelsea for 28.8. Sacco, Kamara, some regular decent fees. We jumped another £100 million there. Still not sure who these big deals are, but we'll find out when we do the... Jesus Christ! This is going to be $1 billion plus at this rate. Azpilicueta to Bayern Munich. Perez, Nahuel Perez, the centre-back, to Valencia. I presume that's Nahuel Perez anyway. I will have a look at the full list at the end of transfer deadline day. Up to £736 million now with 4 hours to go. That's got to be huge, surely. £905 million spent now. And still, it's not. It's just so many middle-level deals. Over £1 billion spent on deadline day. On deadline day alone, that's just today. £1 billion spent in a day. What are all these deals? £1.1 billion, and none of them. Oh, Eden Hazard, 98.9 million to Bayern Munich. The majority of them haven't even hit this top deals ticker, so Christ knows what giant deals have been going through. We'll see what other big sides in this division have done. So Aston Villa have made 31 million, sold Matt Targett and Anwar El Ghazi. Bournemouth have done a little bit, but I won't spend too much time going through this. Brentford have made 56 million so far in this window. Jesus, well done to them. It's not necessarily helping their league form, though, is it, in the relegation zone? But the bank balance is certainly looking better. Sure, I think they'd rather have a slightly worse bank balance and not be in the relegation zone. With one in and one out for us, we've certainly saved money well, but the league table could do with looking a bit better for us as well. Leeds haven't done anything in this window so far. Norwich signing a couple of players. They'll be there or thereabouts at the end of the season. But as we end transfer deadline day, I will show you the league table. What's betting now I get a bid for someone? It's a Youth Monthly Scout Report on a transfer window clock. 1.1 billion. That's outrageous. £1.1 billion spent on transfer deadline day in one day alone. Is that the biggest transfer deadline day ever? It certainly is for me. I don't know about you guys, but £1.1 billion is definitely the biggest transfer deadline day that I've ever had. Fleetwood still... Oh, we saw the bottom of the table. I'll show you the top. Aston Villa top, Norwich second, Leeds third. Villa have played 6, won 6, scored nearly 3 every game, and conceded only 2. Your title favourites, ladies and gentlemen. Your title favourites. Let's show you the biggest deals in that window then. And it seems like they were a hell of a lot of them. So Serge Gnabry, 117.1 to Man United. Depay, 101.3 to Real Madrid. Eden Hazard out from Real Madrid to Bayern for 98.9. Gabby Jesus, we saw. Joe Gomez to Real Madrid on deadline day for £76.7 million. Umtiti we saw to the Premier League. Tielemans to Paris Saint-Germain. Angel Correa to Paris Saint-Germain. Marcus Thuram to Napoli. There's one we've seen before on FIFA 21. I did that. Ismail Assar to Everton for £57 million. Having Lozano. El Chuki to Chelsea for 51 million. Zinchenko to Paris Saint-Germain. Declan Rice to Bayern Munich. Raul Jimenez to Juventus. Jordan Henderson to Bayern Munich. Maxi Gomez to Leipzig. Martinez Tonali to Dortmund. That's a big move. I'm surprised he's left Milan so soon. Kakare to Brighton. Lindelöf to Inter. Ward-Prowse to Napoli. And Babu to Barcelona. I don't know where all of the money went on deadline day because there must have been so many of those like mid £20 million deals. Vardy to Manchester United at 34. Hinteregger to Real Madrid. Loftus-Cheek to Milan. There must have been loads of deals like this. Veretout on deadline day, 34.5 million. Oswald Inato, Leicester, 32.6 deadline day. Camavinga to Wolfsburg. Beretta, Demirbay, Ihataren, Ben White. Rugani, 29.7 on deadline day. Jan Sommer, 28.8 on deadline day. Sam Castillejo's gone to Leipzig. Where that £1.1 billion got spent, I've no idea. I don't know where that's come from. So many deals about the 20 to 30 million pound mark, apparently. Jesus Christ. What a transfer deadline day. That's insane. So tomorrow, after being knocked out of the Cup, we'll have Huddersfield, Cardiff, Norwich, Sheffield United and Preston as we look to, well, kick-start our season, really. Hoping to get a good run of form going now if we can. Get some more growth out of those youngsters. Better performances out of those youngsters. And fingers crossed, still have a solid season. But 19th after 2 episodes is probably where you might have thought we would have started the season, but not necessarily where I would have hoped we'd have started the season. I would have liked to have been about 10th or 11th at this stage. Never mind. Long way to go. Join me tomorrow for another one. I'll see you then.